More than a century after the tragic sinking of the RMS Titanic, the world still remembers the disaster. Historians, filmmakers, and treasure hunters remain obsessed with the ship. A new deep-sea expedition is launched to explore unexplored sections of the wreck. The mission is led by ocean explorer Dr. Amelia Carter. She believes the Titanic still holds secrets that were never discovered. Advanced submarines descend slowly into the dark Atlantic waters. The crew prepares high-tech cameras and scanners. As they approach the wreckage, the massive shadow of Titanic appears again. For the team, this mission will change history forever. While scanning the wreckage, the team detects an unusual signal. It comes from a sealed compartment that had never been opened before. Using robotic arms, they carefully break through the rusted metal door. Inside, they find a small locked chest. The chest contains letters, photographs, and a strange mechanical device. One letter mentions a secret experiment conducted aboard Titanic in 1912. The team becomes shocked by the discovery. Could Titanic have carried more than just passengers? Dr. Carter decides to bring the chest to the surface. Back on land, historians analyze the letters found in the chest. They belong to a scientist named Professor Edward Caldwell. Caldwell worked on an experimental energy device during the early 1900s. The letters suggest he transported his invention secretly on Titanic. The device was meant to harness oceanic magnetic energy, but Caldwell feared it could be dangerous if activated incorrectly. He planned to deliver it to scientists in America. However, Titanic sank before the experiment could be revealed. Now the mysterious device has returned to the world. Dr. Carter and her team bring the device to a research laboratory. Engineers begin studying its strange structure. The machine appears far more advanced than technology of 1912. It contains rotating metal rings and glowing crystal cores. Scientists suspect it may generate enormous energy, but no one fully understands how it works. Meanwhile, a powerful corporation hears about the discovery. They believe the device could become the ultimate energy source. Their interest in Titanic's secret grows dangerously intense. One night, the device suddenly activates by itself. Strange electromagnetic waves fill the laboratory. Screens flicker with old photographs of Titanic passengers. Among them appears the image of Jack Dawson and Rose DeWitt Bukater. Dr. Carter feels chills watching the recordings. It seems the machine interacts with memories preserved in the ocean. Scientists realize the invention might manipulate time signals. It may even reconnect the past with the present. This discovery shocks the entire team. The corporation Helios Energy arrives at the laboratory. Their leader, billionaire Victor Langford, demands control of the device. He claims the technology could solve the global energy crisis. Dr. Carter refuses to hand it over without proper research. Langford secretly plans to activate the machine himself. His team believes the Titanic wreck still contains another power core. Without it, the device will never function completely. Langford prepares a new expedition to the wreck. The race to Titanic begins again. Dr. Carter learns about Langford's plan. She quickly organizes her own expedition to reach Titanic first. Two rival teams head toward the North Atlantic. Storm clouds gather over the cold ocean waters. The Titanic wreck waits silently beneath the waves. Both teams deploy advanced submarines. The atmosphere becomes tense and competitive. Everyone believes history may change forever. The return to Titanic has officially begun. As the submarine lights illuminate the wreck, something strange happens. Sensors detect unexplained energy surrounding the ship. It almost feels like Titanic itself is alive. Old cabins appear surprisingly preserved. Inside one room, the team finds Caldwell's hidden laboratory. Rusty machines still stand where they were left in 1912. The energy signal becomes stronger near the bow. Dr. Carter realizes the second power core must be nearby. But they are not alone at the wreck. Langford's submarine suddenly appears in the darkness. Both teams confront each other underwater. Langford insists he will take the power core. Dr. Carter argues that activating the device could be catastrophic. But Langford refuses to listen. His crew begins searching aggressively through the wreckage. Metal debris collapses as they force their way inside. The fragile Titanic structure starts breaking apart. The danger grows with every passing minute. Deep within the ship, Dr. Carter discovers a sealed chamber. Inside lies the missing power core Caldwell described. It glows faintly even after a century underwater. The energy pulses through the submarine instruments. Dr. Carter carefully removes the core, but Langford's crew intercepts her team. A tense standoff begins inside the wreck. Both sides know the power core could change everything. The future now depends on who controls it. Langford steals the power core and escapes to the surface. Back on his research vessel, he inserts it into the device. The machine begins spinning rapidly. Bright blue light fills the entire laboratory. Energy waves spread across the ocean. Scientists panic as systems overload. Suddenly, holographic images from 1912 appear everywhere. The past begins bleeding into the present. Titanic's final night starts replaying before their eyes. The device creates a temporal disturbance. Moments from Titanic's past appear physically real. Passengers walk through the modern laboratory like ghosts. People hear music from the grand ballroom. The famous orchestra continues playing. The boundary between time periods collapses. Dr. Carter realizes the device is opening a time gateway. If it expands further, history could be permanently altered. She must shut the machine down. Among the time echoes appears Jack Dawson once again. He walks through the ship's deck moments before the iceberg collision. Dr. Carter watches in disbelief. This is no ordinary projection. It feels like the real Jack from 1912. Jack senses something strange in the air. He looks directly toward Dr. Carter. For a brief moment, their worlds connect. The past and present truly collide. Another echo appears. Rose DeWitt Bukater. She stands near the famous grand staircase. Her voice echoes through the corridors. The emotional memories of Titanic grow stronger. Dr. Carter realizes the device feeds on emotional energy. The tragedy of Titanic is amplifying its power. If the machine reaches full strength, time itself could fracture. Millions of historical events might change. The stakes become unimaginably high. Suddenly, the time disturbance recreates the moment Titanic hit the iceberg. Ice forms across the research vessel decks. Crew members experience the freezing winds of 1912. Water floods the corridors. People panic as reality distorts around them. Langford finally realizes the danger he created, but it may already be too late. The machine's power continues rising. Dr. Carter must act immediately. Dr. Carter studies Caldwell's original notes. She discovers the device has an emergency shutdown sequence, but it can only be triggered from Titanic's wreck itself. Someone must return to the ship. The mission would be extremely dangerous. Langford reluctantly agrees to help. Both teams prepare one last submarine dive. Their goal is to save history itself. The final return to Titanic begins. The submarine descends rapidly through the dark ocean. Energy waves from the device shake the water around them. Pieces of Titanic drift slowly through the currents. The wreck seems to react to the temporal disturbance. Lights flicker inside the submarine. Dr. Carter navigates toward Caldwell's hidden chamber. Every second becomes critical. If the machine overloads, time collapse may occur. The crew prepares for the final shutdown. Inside the wreck, echoes of 1912 appear everywhere. Passengers run through the hallways in panic. Water rushes through broken doors. The haunting sounds of the orchestra continue playing. Dr. Carter moves through the illusion carefully. It feels like walking through Titanic's final moments. She reaches the control chamber. The shutdown lever still exists in Caldwell's lab, but activating it will not be easy. The wreck begins collapsing due to the energy waves. Metal beams snap under pressure. The submarine struggles to remain stable. Langford holds falling debris while Dr. Carter works. The shutdown mechanism is extremely complex. One wrong move could trigger an explosion. Time echoes intensify around them. Jack and Rose appear one last time. Their silent presence feels like encouragement. To activate the shutdown, Someone must stay behind. Langford realizes he caused the disaster. He chooses to remain in the chamber. Dr. Carter protests, but time is running out. Langford pulls the final lever. Energy surges through final lever. Energy surges through the wreck. The submarine escapes just in time. Titanic glows brightly in the darkness. Then everything. Back on the surface, the device shuts down completely. The strange temporal effects disappear. The ocean becomes calm again. Dr. Carter looks toward the horizon. Titanic's wreck rests peacefully once more. Langford's sacrifice saved the timeline. The world will never know what almost happened, but the crew will remember forever. History remains intact. Scientists examined the now inactive device. Its energy core has completely drained. Caldwell's invention can never work again. Dr. Carter decides it should be sealed permanently. The device is placed in a secure museum vault. Historians finally learn the truth about Caldwell's experiment. Titanic's secret story becomes part of history, but the emotional legacy of the ship remains. The tragedy still echoes through time. Dr. Carter visits a memorial dedicated to Titanic victims. She reads the engraved names slowly. The memories of the time echoes remain vivid. Jack and Rose's story feels more real than ever. She realizes Titanic was more than a disaster. It represented human courage and sacrifice. The ocean holds countless untold stories. Some secrets may never surface again, and perhaps that is for the best. Months later, a final expedition visits the Titanic wreck. Cameras capture the quiet remains of the ship. No strange energy signals appear anymore. The wreck lies peacefully in darkness. Fish swim slowly through the broken hull. Nature has reclaimed the legendary vessel, but its story will never fade. Titanic still fascinates the world. Its legend continues through generations. Dr. Carter records a final documentary message. She explains that Titanic taught humanity many lessons. Technology must always respect the power of nature. Greed and curiosity must be balanced with responsibility. The ocean remembers everything. Some mysteries are meant to remain buried. As the camera fades, Titanic still fascinates the world. Its legend continues through generations.